Now the question is, and the answer is, will they score? What's up guys, that guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, it sounded kind of nice, not as good as it can, but still sounded very, very, oh no, did I wipe off the darn stainless steel? Oh no, it's still there. But with it being the case, you know what time it is. It's Blue Lock episode Nagi time, meaning it's peak every month. Every month, it only comes out monthly. But overall, I'm still excited. Well, obviously, once again, I'm kind of in prequel-itis mode where I'm like, I know none of this matters. Literally, every single character here ended up being relevant except for like 2... Question mark. No, everyone's relevant. Because the main, well, we don't know about Zontetsu, but it'll probably be fine. But like, all of this team is relevant. And obviously Karasu and Otoya remained relevant. And Kiora has become relevant. Top 23 relevant. We'll see. Whether or not that one assist and some defensive feats he's had in PXG vs. BM will end up mattering. The only character who doesn't matter is a Snake guy, whose name I keep forgetting. My brain is screaming Hisame, but I know that's not his name. So like, on Fort, he's irrelevant, and thusly this match kind of is irrelevant, but ultimately I do like the character work, and then that's the big thing I'll give Blue Lock episode Nagi, and most prequel things basically ever. Even if I do know what's going to happen later on, I know that ultimately none of the Baro's not gonna end up in the top 6, Nagi's gonna end up number 6 of the top 6, Karasu's gonna end up being number 3, like Otoya's gonna be number 4, Yukimai's gonna be number 5, like even though I know not only is this a peak rendition and evolution of what second selection was and extrapolation on things we just didn't get to see, which is really, really epic, but on top of that, we get some amazing legendary juicy character writing that only supplements the future and essentially makes any rereads or even recollections of later Blue Lock main manga a lot more poignant and heavy and hefty. So that's why I'm not on the train that Blue Lock episode 90 is pointless or worthless. It's a new perspective from an extremely popular character who also basically might as well. I mean, I'm not going to say Nagi's a secondary main character of the main series. I'd say if there's any character who's that, it's Rin. Because of course it is. Because he's Rin. But Nagi, he's been cooking. And episode Nagi has been cooking. You know what I'm scared for. You know what's going to hurt my heart. My poor heart. It's when we finally, after like 10 years, because we will probably not get. We're not going to get to the Neo Egoist League for, like, being generous a year. Because I'm presuming we're going to have to see a lot of the U20 match through Nagi's perspective. And even though he didn't do much that game, he had the first goal, that's it. Rayo, we have to see Nagi's perspective, and this is also Rayo's manga, so we're going to see Rayo's perspective in the U20 match. And with how long this match is, and we're probably going to elaborate on some of the third selection matches, and we may not see Neo Egoist League in episode Nagi for, like, 2 years. We may not see it till, like, solid 2027. And you may be like, Pencil, that's a far way out. But just based on the pace of this game specifically, we have all third selection to cover. We still have the World 5 match. We haven't even gotten that. So we're going to see the World 5 match from Nagi's perspective. And we have third selection. And we have U20. And we probably won't see any of the games that were actually played in the main timeline. We probably won't see Barsha versus BM. Maybe we'll get like a quick panel of their perspective. But overall, we have to maybe get some of their training at the start of the Neo Egoist League. There's a lot. But enough talking about hypotheticals, enough talking about the future. Let's talk about the present. Chapter 31 of Blue Lock episode Nagi, Phantom. And how we got thumbnail material on the first page. Look at these demons. Oh, you know what I love? I mean, obviously, we do have... mine are normal size, so of course they aren't as defined here. We do have incisors. We are omnivores, which I think is so cool. I don't know. I love the idea of evolution and just the concept of it. And I just think it's so cool that we just evolved to eat both. Like carnivores are carnivores, but you take away the meat from a carnivore, they'll starve. Herbivores are herbivores, but you take away the meat from a herbivore and they'll starve. Or you take away the plants from a herbivore and they'll starve. But as long as there's one or the other, humans can survive. We are built like that for real. So it is cool to see both these two predators, these two beasts, the King of Death. I believe that was literally last month's password, the King of Death. Both bearing their fangs in a way. And in fact, Nagi's even bearing his fangs more aggressively. Look at how large his death skull is lately, screaming and feeding for it. Meanwhile, Baro, and I actually like how their egos oppose each other. Nagi's ego is screaming out, hungry, but he's locked in and focused, pretty flat-faced. Meanwhile, Baro's ego is darn near mewing at this point. Meanwhile, Baro is freaking and geeking. I love the parallels. Man, Nagi and Baro is a crazy top tier dynamic. Like, if you were to come to me and say, Nagi and Baro, top 3 dynamics in all of Blue Lock, I may not agree, but I may agree. I wouldn't be able to look you in the eyes and be like, that's crazy. I'd be like, you may be spitting. But let's see. Chapter 31 Phantom. Right now, it's 3-on-2. Chill out. We got a numerical advantage. You do. It's not enough. $2,000 left, and it's not enough. I know the future. I see your future, Kiora. Let's see. It's 3-on-2. Chill out. We got a numerical advantage. Now calmly hunt them down. That's the thing. It's hard to restrain people who are free from the shackles of logic. It is. It is difficult. It's difficult. It is hard to chain an unchained mind. I was about to go on an entire Kingdom Hearts rant. Let me not. Okay, let's see how they fumble, because they're definitely gonna fumble. Interesting. The only person who doesn't get a penalty here is the Snake guy, because he's gonna be the only one that's gonna be left behind. Let's see. Beat Isagi. See, Nagi, I love your dedication, bro, but I know where this goes. I know where it all ends. Nagi, no. Nagi, wake up. Fight back. That's the thing. Like, everybody and their mama is calling Nagi hat trick on Barcha, but it's Barcha. Who cares? It's Barcha. They're so butt. Barcha more like Bodicha. I don't care. But anything to get Nagi back, bro. Anything to get Nagi. Do you know how much it's hurt me? It's hurt me to slander Nagi? Not even slander. When it's written, it's libel. But no, to specifically just tell the truth about Nagi. You know how much that's hurt? I mentioned this before, occasionally offhand here or there. But I was simple. I was clean. I was Kingdom Hearts. Because Nagi used to be my favorite character. He did on my first read, and then second read of Blood, he was my favorite. But then Mangine happened, and he just fell off a cliff. And then Kaiser became even more goated. Then Isagi became even more goated. But why, Nagi, why? Just because you want to beat another man's meat, that doesn't mean you're supposed to just do this. Oh, no. Let's see. Shut the heck up, Sherlock. I'm on a roll. A fiend for it. A fiend for it. Let's see. Surpass Isagi. But you see, that's the thing. Beat Isagi. That is Nagi's goal. Once he does it, he completes it. That's his end. Baro, surpass Isagi. He can reach him. He can surpass him, but he will simply keep moving forward. That's Nagi's issue, since he's so locked in on Isagi, he just didn't keep moving forward. And Baro even tells him, and once again, this is good retroactive character writing, if that's the thing. It's good retroactive character writing, because this echoes essentially what Baro will tell Nagi at the end of the Ubers and Mangine game, where Nagi asks, why do you keep going? Why do you keep wanting to get stronger? What's up with you? And Baro's like, cause I wanna. And you don't, so I'm better. Like that, because and notably, the thing is, Baro definitely did beat Isagi, but as we saw, he kept playing harder. He kept trying to go further and further, and even evolved, adding defense to his plays. But it simply wasn't enough to stop the strongest. Don't get in our way, loser. I do love how I forget their name. I'm not gonna bother to look it up because I look it up almost every single review. But I do love how the artist of this manga, which is not Nomoto Sensei, draws Isagi and really all the characters. They have such a fantastic extrapolation on Nomura's base art style. And obviously, y'all have heard me I presume if you watch the episode Nagi reviews, you probably follow the main reviews. You've heard me glaze Nomura to the moon and back. They're a rival, if not sometimes better. I like some of the spreads and stuff that this artist does more than Nomura's. And I'm talking current Nomura too. Obviously, they gap beginning of Blue Lock Nomura, but like even current Nomura is rivaled, if not surpassed occasionally, by this artist. So it goes crazy. Let's see. Don't get in our way, loser. Go! Alright, they're gonna go band for band. 3v1. That's right, I believe the guy who my brain is still screaming Hisame, he's all the way back with Chigiri. Where is Zantetsu though? Oh, I think Zantetsu ran out of juice though. That's why he's mine. That's the thing. I like to see it, Baro. Manhandle that man. That I'll admit. And I am strong now. I may be at my physically strongest at this point, which is crazy to think about. Just because I have been consistently going to the gym, and young me never did that. But there is something extra fun and something just so satisfying about being physically strong enough to just move or hold people. Like, I specifically remember one of my friends, they were about to tweak out. I literally, back in the day, the context was crazy. They had gotten their foot stomped on in gym, and they were about to tweak out. And I knew they were going to get in trouble. But they were small, even relative to me at my 2 feet height. So I literally just scooped them up, and I put them in air jail, and let them calm down. And they calmed down, and they thanked me. They're like, pencil, you just saved me a whole bunch of trouble. I was like, I know. I'm glad I was strong enough to do this. I love that. And even then, like, going to a more physical example, I remember when we used to play things like handball, and I'm not sure if handball is common, but essentially the way it worked for us is that we were allowed to take 3 steps with the ball. But of course, a person could come right up to you before your 3 steps are up and try to take the ball out of your hand. The amount of times, thanks to I basically, because I haven't reached old prime me yet in terms of like weight. I probably surpassed him in like musculature, but like in terms of like weight yet. So I'm gonna keep calling old me prime me until I get to the new prime me. It's gonna be like the prime Meliodas argument for Seven Sins, and then true magic Meliodas. Like my new strongest later on down the line, and then my old strongest. So old prime me, I remember all the time I just put my hand out and be like, no, and just like grab their shoulder, just like Baro does here, and just hold them off. Because I couldn't do anything. You're smaller than me. I'm only 2 feet tall, but you're like 1.5 foot tall. I am physically stronger than you. You cannot move past me, and I love that. I do respect that, and I love seeing Baro do it. He's like, I'm bigger than you, I'm better than you, I'm thicker than you, I'm stronger than you, so don't even try it. And he put Kiora on brakes. Let's see. Look at Nagi, them long behind arms, holding off Otoya. I see you, but where's Karasu? Where's Karasu, the ball keeper himself? Baro passed. I know he passed, especially by the time of the modern day, but it's always good to see old freaky deek Baro pass. Boom! Straight to Nagi. Oop, the Trap of Doom. Where's Karasu, though? Where's Karasu? I mean, maybe they don't want to double team, but but you know what? I'll give credit to Kiora. He got rotated around, but he very quickly pivoted on his foot and forced Baro to pass. Nagi traps the ball beautifully, by the way. Oh, just so peak. Nagi, this is why you were my favorite, bro. This is why you were my favorite. But traps the ball cleanly. Motion in his eyes. Let's see what he does. What? What is that? What is that? What? Did he do that before he touched the ground again? What do they feed you, dog? What is in the blue lock water, bro? That man trapped it in midair, and while still in midair, hit a whole rotation jutsu. Are you part of the Hyuga clan, bro? What is this? He really said, and I spun in midair. And the thing is, it looks like okay, maybe he did land, and then he leaped into this. It looks like he taps the ball with his heel to get it in midair with his left, and then sends it off with his right. Nagi, what on earth? Yeah, he taps it up here, and then he boots it to the side with his right. Nagi, you monster. Man, Nagi, please. I need you to beat the Potential Man allegations, bro. You cannot end up like Megami. Please, Nagi, come back. Come back. Where's this demon? He's sleeping. Boom. Thought. Okay, Bar versus Kiora. Bar, if you lose this clash, bro. He will, because they win this game. We know that. But still, Bar, if you lose this clash, brother, please. He's so feet. I respect being a feed for it. And I'll admit, I was the worst. Like, y'all would have not wanted to go to high school with me. I was a try-hard to the almost extreme in gym and even in classes. But I remember having moments like this. And once again, I keep relating to like high school gym because I feel like track and field, despite I love track and field, and there definitely is competition. There are times where you do have to box somebody out in like relays, but in your own individual races, you're literally not allowed to touch people. Like that's like bad, and as a rule, it'll get you DQ'd. So I never really had these top tier physical interactions. Even when I go back further into my youth and I remember like my actual soccer days, it was never like. It never got this deep for me because I wasn't in best shape, and by the time I was in decent shape, like moved somewhat fast. I was a defender, but I didn't really get physical like this because I was scared of getting fouled. I was a big small kid, and thusly, whenever I did try to get physical with somebody, sometimes I just knock them over. I'll admit, your boy was a little Bam Bam, as my mom used to call me from Flintstones. I was always just weirdly physically strong, just relative to my size, and I'd be able to just knock people over if I tried to get physical. So I never did, but in gym. Man, all rules went out the window, dog. Especially whenever I was competing with some guy who was relative to me in size. He doesn't watch the channel. He probably doesn't even know I have a channel. But he was the one guy who I could compete with. And man, it would be fun to fiend, because he was also a tryhard. We were both tryhard to doing tryhard things. We'd always play against each other. And there were moments like this, whether it be in handball, whether we played soccer, we had those moments. If it was a physical contact sport, heck, even flag football, because we weren't allowed to tackle each other. That's when it was high school gym. But we kind of broke that rule a little bit. We basically ignored the flags. We would go band for band with each other whenever one of us was sprinting down the line. We'd only rip the flag whenever one of us was desperate and didn't want to lose. But Borrow the Fiend, he catches the ball in the trap. There you are, Cross. I was wondering, but versus. Oh, so he got past. Well, now this is a double team. Man, but once again, this artwork is... Oh, and he's sending out the... Itachi, is that you? Itachi, is that... And the back pass is crazy. Yo. The two-man synergy between these two demons is legendary. Karasu comes in, but look at him sweating. Look at him fiending for it. Borrow immediately hits the back heel pass straight to Nagi. Karasu reaches out in terror. It's going to be Nagi versus Otoya again. Let's see how Nagi responds. Oh, never mind. He didn't... Oh, am I tweaking? So he traps it. Runs forward. It does look like he back passes here. I wonder how the ball's still at his feet. Oh, but I like that. Karasu goes to send out the crow. Borrow blocks the crow grab. Somehow, I still, this I don't get. If I know, luckily enough, thank the heavens for all my actual soccer/football players in the comments. Am I the only one who's confused by this? Is this like out of order or something? No, I feel like it can't be out of order because the versus is here. Then we go into the matchup. But doesn't it look like Borrow back heels it here? I mean, maybe he does. Maybe he does back heel it and like double back a little bit because he does end up right on top of it. But it feels like he backheeled it way too far for the ball to be still be this close. But I love that. Karasu sends out the crow, and it haunts and lingers over Borrow, while Borrow sends out the lion, and the lion hunts behind Karasu. Oh my word, it's so peak. I saw a new soccer manga for Viz, so I'm going to have to pick it up. So I'm going to pick up Embers. And I hope it's at least half as peak as Blue Lock. It'd still be top tier if it was half a peak as Blue Lock. Let's see. Block. Kyor goes in. Okay, so they're double teaming him. He's got to pass. There's no way he goes for the score attempt here. Let's see. Kyor running. And I love how there's no dialogue either. There literally has not been dialogue since this page. So they're just going straight physical motion. Let's see. Does he pass? Does he shoot? Does he pass? He has to pass. He's probably going to like whiff the... He may do like a volley where he goes to kick the ball, keeps it in midair, and then passes it to Nagi. What did I say? He hit the volley of doom. Faked out Kiora. And then he's got Karasu sliding in. Uh-oh, Karasu, you're not going to be able to react in time? Gotcha, you losers. Okay, first words, Borrow, let's see. This goal is mine. A feed. He went straight into reflex. Ooh, is that a combo hint at Predator Eye? Those eyes look a little sharp, Borrow. I don't see flow, but I may see Predator. Maybe that is flow. Flow plus reflex plus Predator. I see you, Borrow. Let's see. Does he finish it? He's not gonna finish it. No, he's gotta finish it. Let's see. Oh Lord, he's insane. Wait, let me make sure I don't, because I knocked my mic over the previous recording. Hold on. Borrow. You're insane, Borrow. Borrow, have you lost your mind? You know what? As much as I've come to like Borrow now in retrospect, I feel really bad for how I talked about him during the Ubers game. As much as I have hated on Rin for his genuine delusional insanity, this is legendary, crazy, and insane work. Even for Blue Lock. You know what? I can give Rin something of a pass. He's a baby brother. Now, notably, I don't have an older brother or an older sibling at all, so I can't relate to Rin, but I can somewhat understand. I've seen younger sibling and older sibling pairs, so I do get wanting to catch up and do everything your older sibling can, especially the way an older sibling will like abandon you like that and then talk all that trash to you and then leave you like the worst mental state ever so you can dedicate your life to football. Like, it is a horrible thing that Hitoshi did to Rin. So I get why he's genuinely insane and delusional and stuff like that. Borrow, in universe, you met this man maybe a month ago. 2 max. And he's genuinely haunting you on the field. Though I'll admit, this is a metal drawing of Isagi, no lie. But the idea that this man is haunting you, That's why the chapter is called Phantom. Oh lord, they both lost it. But regardless, the idea that Isagi genuinely traumatized this man like this, that is crazy work. That is absurd work. That is devious, diabolical, dastardly, and darkness level tiers of work. How are you letting yourself get haunted by a 17-year-old you've just met? That's correct. I never, and I'll admit, I've had my moments where I have locked in specifically to catch ups to somebody. Wholeheartedly. I remember, and he knows this too. I'm not even talking about my like specific lifelong rival who I've known forever. There was this moment back in my youth, when I was still in college. And what happened was our professor, it was our psych professor, he had said, whoever can get the highest grade in the class overall, in like tests and quizzes and all that, will get a 10-point boost to their grade. 10-point boost. And that smelled delicious. Scrumdiddlyumptious. I was still taking all the electives I needed to take in order to graduate, and I was like, a 10-point boost? If I'm already doing good in the class, that's going to be beautiful. It's going to be perfect. I need that. I've been dreaming about that, man. I need that. And thing was, he announced that halfway through the semester. And I wasn't too locked in, because psychology wasn't my major. So I had to lock in. And there was very specifically one person, because what he would do was he would write the top 5. He literally made it a competition, and it ended up being like a psychological test for us. But he wrote the top 5 on the board. He's like, these are the average grades, and right next to it he would write the grade, the average. No one had a perfect score in that class because he was a very picky professor. But regardless, that 10-point boost, that's a whole grade. It's a whole grade. That would take a B to an A in an instant. But of course, I had 3 people ahead of me. But specifically, I knew that just because I wasn't locked in. I could catch up to 2 of those 3 people. But there was this one person. They were just crazy with it. They always had the perfect arguments. They led the discussions very, very well. I was like forced to peer read their writing. Their writing was like, they were just a monster. And thusly, I get it. I doubled, tripled, quintupled down on trying to lock in and catch up to them. Now, I wish I could give you a super positive ending to this story. It was like, I locked in, I focused up, I studied up, and then I didn't. I simply did. Once again, I feel bad. I wish more of my stories ended in triumph. I feel like whenever I go to reference my past, I'm always like, but it didn't work out. But I failed. But essentially, I get that. I had moments like that, and there was many others. The psych one just came to mind because that's like one of the more recent ones in my memory. But with that being the case, they never appeared. Even when I was like giving presentations, they never, even if they were literally physically there, they never haunted my memories. They were never the sole focal point of motivation. They would never stop me in a moment like this. They were never a phantom. I'm telling you, Blue Lock characters are genuinely insane. But I'll admit, this may, unironically, this is the hardest drawing of Isagi in all of Blue Lock fame. Harder than any image in the anime, harder than any image in the main manga. This is the coolest look for Isagi. I love it. The black sclera, the heavily detailed gradient gray skin, even his hair lacking any detailing. Like his hair is like a void. Beautiful. Let's see. A phantom. Wait, no. Isagi's phantom. Come to me. Let's fight again. Yeah. Baro, you've lost it. Baro. Hello? I'm here to administer a psychiatric patient. His name is Shohei Baro. He's lost his good mind. He's seeing a non-full-grown man on the field talking about fighting him. Oh, no. The man I'm trying to administer, he is a full-grown man, by the way. He's lost his good mind, though. Let's see. Come to me. Let's fight again. But you know what? I do like that. I like that aspect of it, though. Even in Baro's mind, where he's genuinely deluded and has lost everything to Isagi, to the point where he's, like, seeing visions of him. It's still... Because obviously this is Baro's mind speaking to him. And it isn't even insulting him. This phantom does fit Baro very, very well. Because it's not insulting him, it's not degrading him like Itoshi Sei's phantom haunts and degrades Rin. It's very specifically taunting him. Let's fight again. Come to me. He wants the challenge. Just like Baro wants to reach his side. That's a good way. Because I was like, I'm not too big of a fan of the phantom concept. But I like how it's different for each character, or at least each character so far. We'll see how Nagi's phantom presumably gets interpreted. But with that being the case, I love that Burrows is egging him on. Like, let's keep going. Let's keep moving. Come on now, big dog. Let's keep fighting, rather than just insulting his playstyle. Let's fight again. I see. I'm chasing after you, my nemesis, and I see. No, he's just, so. But even if it was chasing him on and egging him on, it still ended up in the same result that Itoshi-sei had on Rin when he was in flow and locked in. It stopped him. It held him back. I mean, maybe he could have scored anyway, but darn. I hope these phantoms don't start haunting them. I mean, a Kaiser Phantom would go crazy, especially considering I'm going to be in a Kaiser drought soon enough. Once PXG versus PM ends, I'm going to be in a huge Kaiser drought. So maybe a Kaiser Phantom would go crazy, but it wouldn't make sense for Isagi, honestly. But, alright, Baro, he gave up the ball. He passed. Now, I wonder if he did that specifically so now he can pass back to him, or once again, this is Baro admitting, I just can't do it. It's not me. Not yet. Let's see. With a shot like... I can't surpass you. With a shot like that. What? He didn't shoot? He used a chop kick to make a last pass? That's good. Baro, chop dribbling, chop kicking, chop shooting. Man, Baro, he got it all. If he's chopping, it's Baro. Which unironically fits into the fact that he actually is a really good chef. He's a really good chef. He's a really good maid. He has two... I love all the... I've seen fan art of it. I'm not sure how much of it is official art. But Baro does have 2 younger sisters. And that's adorable. I love how sweet he is to them in particular. Even if he does have his moments. Let's see. To make a last pass? Must stop Nagi. Good luck with that, brother. Good luck with that, brother. Unfortunately, you're destined to lose this one, I'll tell you. Let's see how you lose it. He's so amped. He's so amped. No, honestly, the motion he did earlier was even crazier. I'm not stopping, Ninja-san. Okay. Interesting. Gets the ball between his feet. Lifts it with the left. Puts it on his back. Direct heel lift. Oh my lord. What are they feeding you? What? What the heck is that? Is that an ultra tier trap technique? No. Is that crazy? Oh, well, I guess it is. Because notably, I guess the most impressive thing about this is that he's like... I can't imagine doing it. In fact, I know they're going to be like, old man, don't hurt yourself. Old man, don't hurt yourself. The old man's going to risk hurting himself. Now, hold on. I'm not going to hurt myself too much. But I ain't got that much room. But let me see. I think the crazy thing about this is not only did he open it, he dropped his right just enough so that the leg didn't get in the way of the ball. So he trapped it with the inside of his left foot. And then he very specifically, he may have double foot gripped it. And I've seen that before. I have seen the like double grip and then you like kick the ball up. But he like, oh yeah, we ain't doing that. We would break. So that is, it didn't look too impressive at first, but that still is a crazy feat. Especially, at least for someone like me who doesn't have like full top tier body coordination. To the ability to not only have the ball between your feet, but grab it and then put your body darn near parallel. And like notably, he turns into it. So like he basically, so the man swung his body to the side. Like he legit swings his body in the direction that he's turning with his legs. So yeah, never mind. That is an absolutely absurd, crazy, buku bonkers feat from my glorious King Nagi. Golly. He got right and to immediately get back into motion after throwing it up like that. Oh, he's like him. Let's see. He got right past me. He really is a prodigy. Oh. See, you know what? There is admittedly nothing more satisfying, especially in sports. There's nothing more satisfying than getting someone who doubted you to admit that you're him. There's a very specific time I remember. I think I may have mentioned it before, but I have always been a bigger fellow, a larger dude. I haven't been under 200 pounds, like since I was 10. I don't know, I've always been chunky. But due to that, when I ran track, a lot of people expected me to do track and field. And I did a little bit of shot put, a little bit of javelin. But I was also top 4 fastest on our team. And we had a home meet. And very specifically, I remember hearing, because it was a private school that was competing against us on our home field, I remember hearing, once people found out I was running the 200-meter dash, they're like, that big guy? Really? He's going to be easy work. He's going to be easy work. And I heard that, and I was like, okay, pencil, no matter what, you can lose to the fastest guy on my team. You can lose to the second fastest guy on my team. You will not lose to them. I don't care what kind of binding vow you have to make, Pencil. You will not lose to them. And this is the one case where it did end it. I still lost to our fastest guy. In both the 100 meter and 200 meter. And I even lost to our second fastest guy in the 200 meter. But when I tell you, I was in lane 1. Lane 1. I was one of those freaks. I know my track people are like, Pencil, you willingly ran lane 1? Yes. Something about, even though it is like a false sensation, the reason the lanes are staggered on the 200 is because you're running the same distance anyway. But something about the idea of chasing people down had me addicted to lane 1 in the 200 ever since I first discovered it. And thusly, when I got in them blocks, had my spikes nice and tightly laced up, I put my fingers down, I heard it. Ready, set, boom, and I booked it. So I ran as hard. I ran like I was about to die. I ran like I had the boogeyman on my tail, and I beat them all three, because it was the 3 fastest. Because I think our third fastest guy, because I was fourth. I'll admit I was fourth. I think forever. Like, I don't think I ever really surpassed the third guy either. But still, I was 4th fastest. But our other guy, he was a hurdler as well. So he was in all the hurdle events for that. And you were only allowed to do like 4 events at a time. So like, we got to put him in hurdles in order to make sure we get those points. So I was in the 100, the 200, the 400, and shot put. And I specifically remember booking it past those 3 guys. And winning by a pretty decent margin too. Like, they were a couple meters behind me by the time I crossed the line. And they caught up seconds later. And after that, they're like, they didn't know this muscle could hustle. I was moving, I was burning. And in the 100 meter dash, I actually did beat our second fastest guy. He had a really bad start though. It's like, I don't really even count that race. I joked about him with him, but he was like, dude, I had a bad start. And I was like, oh, yeah, don't worry, I believe it. Because I definitely never surpassed him. Second fastest guy, I never did. But still, there is nothing more satisfying. The whole point of that story, nothing more satisfying than proving somebody wrong. And Kiora didn't believe it. Karasu may have not believed it. Snake Guy, he didn't believe it. Ultimately, the ability and capability, not just surpassing somebody, but surpassing somebody and proving them wrong. Oh, it's cathartic. Let's see. How extraordinary can you be? We lost. No, not yet. Oh, Lord, is he see? Yeah, it's called Phantom. He's seen him too, isn't he? They're both insane. They're both insane. Someone put these poor children in a psychiatric hospital. Do you know how bad... Once again, that's one of the more metal images of Isagi in the entire manga. But do you know how bad someone has to... Okay, question. This is a genuine question. Have any of y'all ever had anything close to this? Obviously, Blue Lock is heavily dramatized. And now I see these characters are all insane. But have any of y'all ever had something close to this? Like, even something close? Like, I've never even had anything close. But maybe, because notably, I did sports for fun. I wasn't, like, overly competitive. I never had dreams or delusions of, like, being the fastest man alive. I don't know. I was much more focused on my academics and, like, the life I would live after sports. I did sports for fun. Same with the whole acting thing. I did acting for fun. But for my people who have, and I know, because there are definitely some of y'all there. I know some of you who are going to college for your sport, or even just in college for other things. Have you ever had something like this, where like someone did something to you so revolutionary that they literally appear? Oh, and I love the black puzzle pieces that he forms. Oh, this is so clean. But someone did something to you so devious, so dastardly, so diabolical that you can't help but imagine them there with you in your moment of triumph when they're not even there. Is that something? I think I've had, the closest I have to this is like, but even then he was there yelling it. But I'm trying to think, like the closest thing I had, I remember one race, I kind of pictured my dad was running alongside me because he did track too. He was one of the main reasons I decided to do track and field. That dad with the pencil, he inspired me. And I specifically, like, I thought I imagined him yelling, "Go get it, pencil!" when I was bucking it down the 100-meter track. But then I looked, and it was actually there. I was like, oh, okay, so I'm not insane. He was just actually there yelling that. So I don't know. If any of y'all who are super dedicated to your field, or especially your sport, and you have had something like this, please let me know. Or is this just like Blue Lock dramatism taken to the extreme, but it looks really epic, so I don't even care. Isagi Wood, don't look down on soccer. Come after me. That is crazy. That is crazy. This man has traumatized you. Okay. Uh-oh. Nagi, what you better do? He's literally fighting imaginary demons, bro. He's literally... Now, this is a different level of delusion. See, even this is a higher level of delusion. It's interesting that their Isagi Phantom... Obviously, because it's a design. It's really like a design sheet. But like, it's interesting that both Baro and Isagi's Phantoms take the same form. But Rin didn't interact with his Sei Phantom. He never physically interacted with it. Isagi came closest to interacting with it because he fulfilled the role of Sei in that moment for Rin. But yeah, Nagi's insane. He's literally boxing with something that isn't there. He's lost in his sauce. But let's see what he does. Traps the ball away from Isagi. That isn't there. Isagi stomps down. Looks. Nagi reads it. Is he gonna attack? Oh, is this gonna be like a call forward or a call back / call forward to his U20 goal? Looks like the same kind of tap, the trap tech he did. Let's see. Tap down. Oh no. Oh, see, you're literally insane, Nagi. You too, Baro. But that's an even more dramatic version of what he did against what he did in U20. The turnaround tap, he slams it against the ground here, cracks the ground and makes it burst with dark lightning, shattering and breaking the false Isagi. Chigiri, Zantetsu, Karasu, Baro, do you feel him too? He does. And both of you need mental and psychiatric help for that. Both of you need mental and psychiatric help. We need to put you in padded rooms. We need to put you in padded rooms and in straitjackets. Both of you have lost your good mind. Feel him too? This is it. This fire. This pleasure. I have things I could lose and dreams I'm putting on the line. So that's why I can get fired up right now. And I'll admit, and it's crazy, especially because I personally don't endorse gambling. You will lose your money. You will lose, unless, I don't know, there's one friend who I'm like, you should gamble. If only for the fact that he's always super duper lucky, but I don't blame him for not risking it, like actual money game. He gambles on like gacha games, which I think is even more insane. But he always pulls. He always pulls on like his first, or the longest it's taken him, I mentioned him before, y'all may have heard about him before. The longest it's taken him to get like an SSR or this most super rare card or the card of a banner, 3 pulls. 3 pulls. He's free to play, by the way. He's never paid a dime. A dime! He's free to play. He always gets it. He always gets it. Something is wrong with that man. But I still say, he's free to play, but he puts money in. I don't get that. Like, I'm like, dude, what do you even do that for? You don't need the stones. Or whatever the equivalency is. You don't need the stone. You're good. Just doing free to play. But he's like, I need multiple. And then he will get multiple. Like, he's a monster. He's a monster luck-wise. So I'm like, maybe you should gamble. Maybe you should buy a lottery ticket. And since I told you, you should run me some of the money. Even 10% or 1% of the money that you get from that lottery ticket that you buy, because you're extremely lucky. But that aside, I'm not the biggest fan of gambling with like money, but there is something oddly euphoric about gambling in life. Gambling, whether and it can be small things, it can be large things. Whether it be playing a game and making a bluff, because like I had visited my family back in Florida, and we had played this card game. And one of the biggest things you had to do, it wasn't a traditional card game, it's like a family original, a pencil family original, but one of the biggest things you had to do was bluff to make sure you didn't have a card or you did have a card. Gosh darn, I shrunk. I was so close to this really over, and I still shrunk down. But it was that gamble you had to play, and whether or not they would fall for the gamble or not, something about that euphoric. Even gambling, like another thing I did when I was down there, my whole family, we all went to this place in Florida that had like go-karts in it. And me, a person who's been driving for years now, is very used to driving, but I do crazy stuff for the love of the game. So they would say, slow down on turns. Slow down on turns. Whatever you do, no, slow down on turns. I did not care. There was something oddly euphoric. I would get right to the curve. I would hug the inside of the curve and just book it. I would never take my pedal off the gas. I would book it, hard turn around, and I would just barely squeeze around it and not lose barely any speed from the turn. Something, it just does hit different. I understand that when you're risking something, when you could have things to lose, when you can lose a race, when you lose a battle, when you can lose something, and then it's on the line and you pull out and you perform, that just hits different. I don't blame Nagi. Let's see, right now, I can get fired up right now. The most fired up in the world. When I said that early page of thumbnail material, I'll talk about some real thumbnail material. Look at this. He's a fiend. He's in reflex. He's not even in flow. Boom. The kick of doom, despair, and destruction. Oh, Oh, it's everywhere. Oh, okay, it's not everywhere. But boom! The gaping jaws of death kill this game and devour it. This is probably what got him in the top 6. Boom! Right on through. Is me. Yet the most fired up in the world is me. Boom! 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 The curve shot to end all curve shots. The death, destroyer, destruction, and doom. Woo! Woo! But let's see. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Let's see. And look at that. I wonder if Isagi looks satisfied. He's not taunting either of them at this point. Alright, let's see. Yep, he's literally fading away. Oh, he's so mad. That's the thing. If I didn't have that double goal thumbnail material, like that has to be the thumbnail. You probably click that video because those are two of the thumbnail. This Isagi, man, it is his cleanest design. It is his clean. I love it even way more than the Metavision design too, which is crazy. But this design too, and I love how bare bones it is. He's not even wearing a uniform. He's just wearing the blue lock suit, and then he fades away in the black puzzle pieces. Nagi looks at it, borrows, but yeah, I do like that. Borrow's unsatisfied because he wasn't the one to do it. He's like, I can't do it with this shot. So he ended up once again, and ironically enough, he ended up falling to the Phantom Isagi. He lost to Isagi again, the Isagi of his own making, because he wasn't the striker to do it. He fed Nagi. He was part of a greater genius's dream again. He was part of a tool in someone else's story. Ooh, I know it's gonna haunt Borrow for a little bit. Let's see. Oh, and I do love that. Borrow thumbs down, and Nagi points. And I love how it can be in reference to each other for what they did with just now, and also to the Phantom Isagi who fades away. Oh, good stuff. Oh, good stuff. Oh, good nut. But let's see, is that the end? Oh no, alright, we still got more. Shigiri, man, with that Super Saiyan main, bro. Going Super Saiyan 3. But the scream of relief, tears rolling down his eyes. I know your knee hurt. I know your knee hurt. Let's see. Zantetsu. 5-4 full-time rivalry battle 4 versus 4. Look at how excited Zantetsu is. The Snake Man bamboozled. They know for a fact they're not going to be relevant after this match. Hyora bamboozled. Otoya tired, but it looks like he's actually pretty relaxed. And Konosu genuinely disappointed himself. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Winner. Team White. Nagi, Baro, Chigiri, and Zantetsu. This is probably the end of the chapter. I don't think we're going to see them picking Hyora in this chapter. Probably going to get that next chapter. And Baro just walks off. He's like, alright, job's done. Job's finished. We don't need this anymore. And he walks off. And Nagi is complete. He busted, bruh. Busted everywhere. And that's the end of the chapter. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Peak, man. That sounded real good. Peak every month, bro. It doesn't matter that it's a prequel. It still hits. It still hits. My dopamine, through the roof right now. Quality chapter, quality chapter, quality chapter. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please, for the bottom of my heart, do me a favor and leave absolute death. It sounds mad dark, I know. But leave absolute death in the comment section down below. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that little itty bitty tiny notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you do want to have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month to get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member to the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks will include the live reactions to every other series I have to review, ad-free variations of all my videos, and if you become a $25 patron or a $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, I do have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, 25 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier, XZ, G Prosper, Zeta, and Brandon Payne. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin, Encarnacion, and A+A. And then I'd like to give a huge thank you to our Ink tier members: Fine, Austin Wimberly, Euchiha, Yuki Ally, and Carlo Alaimo. Then I'd like to give a gargantuan thank you to our digital art tier members, J Warrior and AZ Void. Then I'd like to give another gargantuan thank you to our colored art tier patron, Waki Minos, and iDemokami. Then I'd like to give a final legendary top of the line thank you to our That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, the glorious king, Calvin Elder.